Let's see what I had coming up next. Oh, here it is. Here's a next bullet point. Get Kevin. What does that say? Get Kevin to apologize to Russell Westbrook. Okay, so that was that was the next part of the show.
Okay. I thought Kirk Goldsberry summed it all up in his article today on ESPN about Russ.
Oh, yeah?
Kirk wrote a great piece just analyzing Russell Westbrook and just said, he is one of the most magnificent players in the league to watch. Still can be frustrating with the amount of inefficient shots he takes. But also, who cares? Because he's fun and he's awesome. And right now he's leading to the Wizards to a heck of a lot of victories because even though he might be an inefficient scorer, he is creating some of the most efficient shots as a passer, being able to get to the paint, kick out, find lob threats, guys in the dunker spot around the baseline. Russell Westbrook is playing at some of his best basketball right now.
These numbers are absolutely freaky. 21 rebounds and 24 assists in the same game last night. Had 14 points to go along with it. I don't know how inefficient though you can be when you only take 8 shots. He took 8 shots in that basketball game. I mean, 8 shots and then has those kind of crazy numbers. And I read this morning something that just absolutely floored me. That game, which of course the numbers in it are absurd, as are many of the numbers that have been accumulated this season, both individually and team-wise. That game last night between them and the Pacers had 17 players score in double figures. 17?
That's wild. That's wild.
What? 17? Like I watched the Knicks in person last night. I think they had like 3. I know Rose had a big night and Randall had a big night. I think RJ had 15 or something, but like I think the rest of them had like 9 or less in the game. 17 players with 10 or more points in a basketball game, and it just Westbrook's been absolutely unstoppable and has been great, as has that team, which is, I think, if you wanted to put up a picture of who is the reason the play-in is good, it's the Wizards, right, Kev?
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, they're one of those teams where, giving them an opportunity to get in and make some noise with Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook is fun. And just one other quick thing. You mentioned last night's game with 17 guys scoring in double digits. This is the type of game I want to see Russell Westbrook play more often. I know he's not going to get 24 assists every night. It's the 8 shots. It's the 8 shots. It's like if he just shoots less and passes more, it will lead to better overall results because he is a great passer. He is not a great scorer. And last night, I really think it's like we talked about weeks ago with Stephen Curry. I said, I want to see Stephen Curry get 15 3-pointers per game. He's doing that the last couple of weeks. Russell Westbrook, I want to see him get 8 to 10 shots per game instead of 15 plus. I think it would be better overall for the Wizards and would make him even better, make the team even better. And last night was just a great example. I mean, like the way they played, the way they just sprayed the ball around the court, especially Westbrook, a lot of fun to watch.
Well, and they, the Pacers, they've played, I think this would shock people. They played with the fastest pace since like the All-Star break, which is crazy to me, given their personnel, right? It's a team that when I say the Pacers, you think of Malcolm Brogdon and you think of Domantas Sabonis. You would not think that this is a team that flies up and down the court, and yet they have played the fastest pace, and that was running into a buzzsaw. Like if you just want to sprint up and down the court, we would love to do that with you, said the Wizards, right? And they could just do it at this devastating. That's like an all-star game. And let Russell Westbrook play in that kind of game. Next thing you know, he's got 24 assists and 21 friggin' rebounds. It's ludicrous. There's only two guys that have ever done that in NBA history. One of them's Will Chamberlain, the other one's Russell Westbrook, and Westbrook's done it twice. And I read this morning, this is freaky. I know that everybody, there was the jihad on the triple doubles and that they don't matter and whatever else a couple of years ago, but he is going to average a triple double again this season, which is going to be the fourth time that he's done it. He could record 0 points, 0 rebounds, and 0 assists in every game the rest of the season, and he would still average a triple double. I mean, that is freaky.
Yeah, that's
he
nuts.
Could have zeros in every game for the rest of the season, and it wouldn't drop his averages below to where he wouldn't average a triple double. That's how far above it he is now. I can't believe that. Did you see his coach last night saying he's like, what did he say? Did he say he's the best playmaker ever? Or no, I think he ranked him behind Magic. I'm serious. Type in Scott Brooks, Magic Johnson. I think Scott Brooks said Magic Johnson's number 1, Westbrook's number 2. Because I saw people this morning debating Westbrook and Chris Paul, interestingly enough. Because those are kind of...
Westbrook said, I feel like I'm the best playmaker in the league. And Scott Brooks said he thinks Westbrook is the second best point guard behind Magic because, quote, point guards don't do what he does.
Wow. There you go. So Scott Brooks.
From Scott Brooks. That's it. From Scott Brooks. It's finalized. Westbrook's second best playmaker ever. He said it.
He said it. He said it's Magic and then Russ.
That's it.
Which is, I hate that happened because, instead of now like people like celebrating this and not taking Russell Westbrook for granted, as so many have, this turns into another talking point.
Yeah.
Where it's like a way to crap on him. Like, I wish that wouldn't have been said because now the topic turns into second best point guard. He's not even the second best point guard. You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, man, like every time he does something great, it's got to turn into what he's not or where he ranks his story. I mean, it's very strange. I've always found all the Westbrook stuff to be rather strange, but the Wizards are a great story. And I tell you this, Boston or whoever that team is that's got to do the play-in and play them, I'd be worried playing against them. I don't want to go up against him and Beal in a one-game scenario, especially when their record has been as good as it's been recently. They might be able to do something special.